Hello. Happy Monday. So I'm just doing my makeup to get ready to go to dinner. But in the meantime, I'm going to answer some questions. So if you have questions, training, nutrition related, whatever it may be, let me know and I will answer them. Thomas, hello. Is it Blydell? Hello. Manu Manad, what's up? So yeah, I'm just gonna do my makeup, answer some questions in the meantime. So yeah, let me know what questions you guys have. Jesse, thank you for live yesterday. Helped a lot with all the tears. Yeah, honestly, I feel like a lot of people shed a lot of tears over it. So I'm glad that could be helpful for you. I know it's been rough. Obviously, you don't get over it in one day, but first day tends to hit pretty hard. My eyes are clearly very puffy from yesterday. Whenever I cry a lot the next day, my eyes are puffy and my dark circles get really, really bad. So I feel like the ring light is helping to mask that problem, but I feel like if I get closer, you can see the darkness under my eyes. So I'm going to have to use a little bit more full coverage concealer under the eyes today. But, yeah. Anyway. Vivo Bore, appreciate it. Gaetano, hello. So yeah, let me know what questions you guys have, and I'm happy to answer. Could be about working out, nutrition, rest, sleep, whatever it is. Any of that, let me know. Let me know what questions you guys have. Forehead, are you Australian? No, I'm not. I always thought Australian accents were really cool, though I wish I had one. But I don't. But I'm half Japanese. And my dad is white, American, Caucasian. Okay, so I'm going to do my makeup. So I'm going to try out this primer, see if it's any good. Everyone raves about it, and I've been sleeping on it. We'll see if it's worth it at all. But it's the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Tatcha one. We'll see. I haven't tried the Tatcha one, but it's just like a smooth, kind of like a light pink color. So I've heard that less is more with this stuff, so I'm gonna assume that that's true. And since it's supposed to be like pore blurring, I'm just gonna put it on like the middle of my face. I'm not gonna put it everywhere. It feels kind of cold, which is nice. I don't know that this is gonna work with my foundations that I use, but let's hope that it does. Okay, it's good. I don't really need it anywhere else. Don't need it on the perimeter of my face. We're done with there. I literally have zero. I can't even give you a review on this because I've never tried it. So anyway, yeah, let me see. I feel like I've missed some comments. Let's scroll up. Legit question, why do you put makeup on at the end of the day? So, sorry, you just came in. I'm going out to dinner with Ryan, and I only wear makeup like 1 or 2 times a week. And when I do, I try to limit the amount of time I wear makeup just because I prefer to be without makeup most of the time. I don't work out in makeup, So I don't like to train in makeup. So if I'm going to put on makeup, I'm going to do it after I've showered, after I've worked out. And like I said, so I just don't really typically wear makeup. So if I am, it's because I'm going somewhere and I feel like it and I feel like getting ready. So since we're going to dinner, I feel like putting on makeup. I mean, there's times we go out to dinner and I don't put on makeup, but today I felt like it, so I am. Fear the deer. Is it possible to combine a running program with a bodybuilding training program? Yeah. It's not going to be optimal, but you could be doing both. It wouldn't really be necessarily like, bodybuilding. Like, you can be lifting and running. Like, I've coached people who are long distance runners, or they train for marathons and they also lift. You just have to realize that you're not really going to be like maximizing the results with one or the other because you're doing both at the same time. So if you really have like one specific goal, it may be more beneficial for you to work on one goal at a time, and then incorporate them together so that you have like a good foundation with both of them. But that's totally up to you. You can definitely do both at the same time. Just make sure that you're paying attention to your nutrition to support those goals. R.I.P. Kobe. Yes, R.I.P. Stay woke. Yeah, it's 6 p.m. for me. I'm going to dinner. Gotcha, I never wear it either. I just realized you're always putting it on at the end of the day, so that makes sense. Yeah, the only time I ever put it on is like evening. So I'm like, all right, I'll just slap some on. You guys saw the video where Kobe's unfortunate incident was in a cartoon years ago. Yeah, it's always scary when we see like similarities with stuff like that, just like with like the Simpsons episodes that predicted a lot of things that have come true otherwise. So, Christine, what are your thoughts on CrossFit? So whenever someone asks me like what my thoughts are on something, there's usually like some sort of like, you probably have some sort of preconceived notion about it. And honestly, like opinion wise, it doesn't matter, because if you enjoy it, you should do it. So I think any form of exercise should match what you like to do and what you can do consistently. So that, for me to give like a thought on it is like, if someone asked me like, do you like baseball or do you like, tennis? And it's like, it's whatever you prefer. So same thing with like CrossFit, just another form of training. If your goal is to build muscle, it's not going to be optimal, because that's not the purpose of CrossFit. The purpose is, it's timed workouts. So I think as long as you have a good CrossFit coach who actually prioritizes form and not just speed, you're going to be safe. But unfortunately, a lot of people get hurt because they don't have the emphasis on the form. Like, you're doing Olympic weightlifting movements, so you need to make sure that you have the form down and you're not just banging out reps, which is the purpose of CrossFit, so do them as fast as possible, but you need to make sure that the form is there first before you start working on the speed, is my point. Weirdest thing to happen to you in the last 24 hours? I mean, it's not happened to me. I think it's just to everyone, I suppose, it's not weird, I guess, but the most difficult thing would be the loss of Kobe and his daughter. So that was really, really rough. Okay. I'm going to start doing my makeup because I don't have much time. Where's my eyeshadow primer? Why can't I find it? Where did I put it? Oh, I found it. Never mind. Okay, we're good. So I use the Milani eyeshadow primer. It's like $5. So it's cheap and it's honestly the best. I love it. So I highly recommend it. It's not closing. Okay, there we go. Alright. So Leaf, how are you? I'm good. How are you? I will say, looking like closely in the mirror, my nose looks a little bit more like blurred. So I think the primer does a little bit of that poreless look, but I don't know how that'll work once the foundation's on top of it. We'll see. But so far, so good. Eyelash. Okay. Have a great week full of love, peace, health, and happiness, everyone. It's a great message. We agree with that. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Okay. Gonna let that dry down for like 30 seconds. R.I.P. Kobe Bryant. R.I.P. I can't even believe it. And to everyone else who was also on the plane. Whew. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do for my eyes. I think I'm going to go brownish bronze color. That's what we'll do. Okay. So I'm going to put down some cream shadow on my lids first. So I'm going to use I talked about this, I think last time I did makeup on here. I am a big fan of cream eyeshadow because it makes eyeshadow looks very quickly and requires less effort or skill in terms of blending. So this is the Revlon Colorstay cream eyeshadow in the shade Caramel or Caramel, however you pronounce it. It's like a brownish gold shade. Ew. So I'm going to put that on first. And you don't get any fallout, you know, the glitter or the shimmer with cream eyeshadow, which is why I enjoy it. You don't have to worry about it like getting under your eyes after you've put on your face makeup, which is nice. Makes it so much easier. I will say, now that I don't have my acrylics on, it's a lot easier to do my eye makeup. So that's one positive. It's beautiful. Yeah, I love this color. Did you have braces at any point? Yeah, I did. I had them for about 1.5, I think almost 2 years. When I think it was like from the age of like 11 to 12 or 13. So it's definitely caramel. Yeah, everyone pronounces it differently. It's the thing with dialects, you know, some people say pecan, some people say pecan. Can't really argue with it because everyone grows up saying things differently based on their region. But we all have an opinion on how it's supposed to be pronounced. Alright, so there's that. Clearly I tend to go for brown nude colors. Just who I am. So, alright, I'm gonna let that set a little bit before I go in with a little bit of a darker brown shade that's matte. Kind of deepen the crease. Because it's cream, like I don't have to worry about like mixing the shimmer into the matte. Like if I was putting like a shimmer, like powder eyeshadow, I would have done the matte transition shade first and then I would have put the shimmer eyeshadow on top. But this being a cream, I just set that as my base and then I go in with a bronzer. Penny the Palm, what a name. Are you ever worried about setting off the lunk alarm at Planet Fitness? I'm so glad that you said that. Every time that I've talked about how much like I hate the idea of the lunk alarm, like the fact that it says judgment-free zone and then you turn over and literally right next to it is the lunk alarm describing someone literally judging people. But no, I'm not worried about setting it off. I don't grunt. I don't drop my weights. I don't do any of that. And I think it's disrespectful to be dropping weights regardless. I mean, if you're strong enough to pick them up, you don't need to be dropping your weights super loudly. Like, of course, if you're like dropping like a deadlift, like, you know, a couple, like an inch off the ground, that's one thing. But like if you're literally like dropping them from up here, like you're doing it on purpose, which I have seen, not at Planet Fitness, but at like old school gyms, there's definitely a difference between, you know, dropping them like when it's like you're absolutely went to failure, as opposed to like purposefully like trying to get people to notice that you're lifting really heavy. But yeah, I'm not worried about it. I definitely stare at the lunk alarm on the wall and I'm like, why is that there? But yeah, you rock it. Appreciate it. How did you get into weightlifting? So I got into it when I was in college, when I learned, okay, it's dry. When I learned that I was pregnant, and I was like, okay, I need to become a healthier role model. I'm about to be responsible for, you know, another human being's life. Like I need to start taking care of myself better. So I started researching into like what was going to be the most sustainable, like nutrition and training wise, and that's how I learned about lifting and tracking calories. But I didn't start lifting until after I gave birth, because I was a high risk pregnancy, so I was on bed rest and I wasn't allowed to exercise at all, which was sad. And honestly, bed rest is really, really difficult when you're a really restless person like me. So you know, you just can't have an expectation for what your pregnancy is going to be like. I just went over this with a client who's planning on getting pregnant soon. And, you know, like last pregnancy compared to this pregnancy is going to be different. You know, if we set ourselves up for too much of an expectation of what we're able to do, and then we're told you know, sorry, you're not allowed to exercise because you're high risk, like you're going to be a lot more disappointed. So we have to take things as they come is important. And I'm actually not using an eyeshadow. I'm using a bronzer. I think I just said that, but just so you know, I'm using the Physicians Formula Sculpting bronzer. So I think that's enough. I don't really need it to be anything crazy. So yeah, pretty much the shadow part is done. I just need to blend it out a little better. It's not quite blended out. So on pizza day at Planet Fitness, I set off the chunk alarm. Oh, John. What was it? 13, hi Medreza, hello. Do you have any nervous habits? Nervous habits? That's a great question. I don't really think so, other than maybe I start talking faster. But I talk pretty fast in general. But I would say probably that would be it. Or maybe like I start to like sweat, but that's not a habit. That's just something my body does. So, yeah. I don't really get nervous very often though, I will say. I would say if anything, it would be reflected in my demeanor. Like I would either probably go really quiet because I'm nervous, like thinking about something, or I would be talking faster. Do you have a husband? Yes. He's downstairs right now. Words of wisdom. Appreciate it. Allison or Ollie-san. Okay, now I'm going to do my eyeliner. So first I'm going to tight line my upper lash line with the e.l.f. waterproof gel eyeliner, which is black. And then I will do the top. Okay. So, I think instead of doing like straight up eyeliner on the top, I'm actually going to use an eyeshadow as an eyeliner, because that tends to, I don't know, I like it when I don't want something like too intense, and it just kind of blends nicely and you don't have to be so precise. Where is the, okay, I found my liner brush, so we're good. Right, now I just need my palette. So I'm using this like old palette. Can you tell all these hit pan? Okay, going with a dark brown shade. with an angled liner brush. That's literally a 99-cent brush. It's a Wet n Wild brush. Wow, I got 2 I love yous, huh? After, I like how that comes in after I say I have a husband. Then people say that. Doesn't quite add up, huh? Hello, looking good, lovely makeup. Appreciate it. Just started, so thank you. All these creeps on here, yikes. Yeah, this is a mild day, I will tell you. Sometimes we get some strange comments in here, so welcome. Like today I woke up to an email with the subject line, Miami Sugar Daddy, with a bunch of money signs, and I was like, okay, so there was that. It was interesting. And then, like 2 hours later, I watched my best friend's Instagram story, and some guy commented on her picture and was like, looking for 5 sugar babies, like paying them $5,000 each or something. And she was like, get your money, ladies. I was like, man, it's rough. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm missing some. Empaths, hello. Joanna, hola, hello. BJH, what's up? Daniam, I hate you a lot. Hopefully that changes things up around these parts. Daniam, you keep it real. Is there anything you're better at than your husband, and are you competitive in any way? I am definitely very competitive. But like only when it comes to things that matter, like not, I'm definitely I'm more competitive with myself, I would say, in terms of, like, I don't compare myself to others in terms of that kind of competition. Like, I know some people do when it comes to, like, coaching or, like, they're following on Instagram, etc. Like, I think that's a really unhealthy thing to think competitively about. I think being competitive with yourself is important, but it is fun to have some friendly competition, like, you know, with people you love when you're playing games and stuff. Honestly, anything that I'm better at than him would just be musically, anything there. That's only because I've spent my whole life being involved in music and he didn't. That's literally it. He's extremely talented at so many things, it's kind of unfair. But I will say, last time I, was played better than him at pool and at darts, and that has never happened before. He always beats me. But last time I played better. But that's definitely not a trend. That was like a one-off. So, what's cracking? What's up? I'm trying to gain weight so bad. What do you recommend? Please help me. It's been such a struggle for me. Are you tracking your calories already? What do you do for exercise? Can you give me a little bit more background on what you have been trying or what you are doing right now? Gary, hello. I wish I could speak Arabic, but I'm not quite sure what that says. And then, I said hi, Gary. Merhaba, I'm not sure what that means. I'm sorry. Daisy, hello. Okay, I think we're good there. I think it's relatively even, right? We're good. No, my right eye looks a little lighter than my left. Okay, we're gonna fix that. I'm trying to lose fat, and it's hard for me to understand if I need more meals throughout the day or intermittent fasting. So don't worry about amount of meals or timing of meals so much as worrying about how much you're eating in total. That's what's going to matter the most, and then figuring out whether you personally can stick to more or less meals. That'll come after figuring out how much you need to eat. The amount that you eat in total for the day is what's going to matter most, your calories. So if you're, tracking your intake, then you'll know exactly how much you're eating. And then how you split that up into meals is just going to depend on your personal preference. If you're the kind of person who's starving in the mornings, wouldn't recommend intermittent fasting. But if you, aren't hungry in the mornings, it may help you stick to your calories overall if you don't eat in the morning. So those are the things to consider. Okay, now I'm going to go on to my face. Yeah, so I will say the primer looks pretty decent around the nose area. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, which foundation shall I use today? I'm gonna go with the Physicians Formula one. So, oh wow, it's really reflective. It's called the Healthy Foundation, and this is the shade DW2, which is dark warm 2. Clearly, I am not dark skinned, I'm medium tan. And the fact that this is considered dark, I say this every time, their shade range is absolute shit, but this foundation is absolutely beautiful, so I love it. Just letting y'all know. Align with Victoria, you're welcome. All right, so... Fuck, I didn't spot conceal first. Sorry, I just dropped the F-bomb. Whoops. So I'm just going to spot conceal a couple spots first. So this is the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25-Hour Concealer in the shade Medium. I hate this applicator, so I just put it on the back of my hand and then I apply it. I'm just going to use a tiny bit. I know you're not a singer, but can you sing me a song? The only person I sing songs to is my daughter. And occasionally to Ryan, to annoy him, Just kidding. I don't think you guys would want to hear me sing. Trust. It's not my biggest talent. I mean, I'm not terrible, but I'm definitely not good. What nice like you? I'm not sure what that means. Boop. Okay, I'm gonna start with a little bit and then see if I need to build it up. Oh wait, I didn't blend this out. That's nice. I mean, it won't really matter because it's under my foundation, but... should I be weighing my food when keeping count of my macros? I would recommend weighing, especially if you aren't already familiar with portion sizes, because it may surprise you what a true portion size looks like. So for example, when I was first starting to work with one of my clients, Jen, she'd been using measuring cups, which is, totally fine and valid. But she was like, I feel like I'm, something's missing with what I'm tracking. I was like, okay, are you weighing things? Like I mentioned, she's like, well, I've been using measuring cups. I was like, okay, how about you try using the food scale? Because sometimes, so say when, a serving size says in grams what it is, and you're just weighing it as like a quarter cup, you could be getting actually, way more than what the portion size is in grams. So she decided to weigh out her rice that she was cooking, and, she decided to weigh out her portion sizes for rice, and she basically took pictures of it and sent it to me. So she put it, measured it out with the cup that she would have used, and then she measured it out in terms of grams and put a comparison next to each other of how much it looked like, and it was actually a significant difference. So she'd actually been consuming, 70 calories more each time, which adds up. So I'm not saying that you need to weigh everything forever. You're not even supposed to be tracking forever, but it does help give you that reference point, so then you get to a place where you can eyeball portion sizes pretty well. So I do recommend weighing. And it actually doesn't add any time because you do it as you're cooking. So if you pre-track your food and you already know how much you need, then that way as you're cooking, you're just like, okay, put it on the scale, put it on the pan, put it on the scale, put it in the pan. Okay, ooh, I'm sorry, I need to keep blending. Let's see, influence for work, me too. Stu some burger, I do, yeah, but I'm not gonna sing. My daughter made a song, composed it, and sang it. That's amazing. How old is your daughter? That's awesome. Okay, BJH. I lift weights about 4 times a week, but I'm actually not tracking calories at all. Plus, I have 3 boys who started keeping me on my feet. I think I've been doing this all wrong. So I'm glad that you're already lifting 4 times a week. That's awesome. You're already consistent with that portion of it. So I would just start by tracking what you're already eating. You may be surprised that you're really under eating, or even if not, if you're not gaining weight based on how much you're eating, that just means you need to increase your calories. So if it actually isn't as time consuming as it sounds, it only sounds time consuming because most people are just like have a misconception about what's required with tracking. So when you're tracking, if you already know what you are going to eat, just pre-track the food, like the night before, the morning of. That will take much less time. It only takes a few minutes of your time if you measure it if you pre-track, and that is literally the one habit, nutrition-wise, that is like the common thread among like all of the most successful people when it comes to tracking, who are able to be consistent with it. Because if you try to track on the go, it then is stressful and is time consuming because you're like trying to do the mental math as you're going through it, as opposed to just pre-tracking everything and you don't have to worry about it. You already know what you're going to eat. It's already tracked. It's already taken care of. So that's what I would recommend. And don't worry about if you've been doing something right or wrong. As long as, you're being aware and you're looking for the way to fix it, you're doing the right thing, I'm sure you probably, since you're here and you're actually trying to gain weight, you're likely prioritizing, good food choices, eating in a balanced manner and moderation. So it's just going to be a matter of bumping up those calories. And the easiest way to increase your calories is just to increase the portion sizes of the foods that you're eating. So you don't have to do anything crazy like adding in like magical foods or anything special, just a matter of increasing the portion sizes. If you say if you double your portion of rice, you've added several hundred calories. So it's looking light actually on my skin. That's funny. Hopefully it'll darken a little bit. Nothing a little bronzer can't fix, right? I'm gonna let it set for a little bit. Love Dance Monkey. Everyone has to start somewhere. Not sure what that means. To be honest, I don't know where to even begin. Yeah, so I would just honestly just download MyFitnessPal and start tracking what you already eat. Don't even, there's so much helping. You're welcome. So, just start paying attention to that, and you may be surprised that you've been under eating. I literally had my best friend do this because postpartum, of course, you drop weight after you have a child, but she started dropping weight really rapidly, and she got down to a weight lower than she had been pre-baby, and she's like, what is going on? I feel like I'm eating so much. And she's tracked before, so I was like, okay, maybe we can, you'd start tracking again. So she did, and she sent me her calories. She's like, bruh, no wonder I've been dropping weight. So sometimes it usually is very eye-opening. Either you find you've been really overeating, for people who are like, why am I not losing weight? Or if you're losing weight and you're unintentionally losing weight, it may be that you're undereating. So what foundation do you use? So the one I'm using today is the Physicians Formula Healthy. Keeps being shiny. The Healthy Foundation, and this is the shade DW2. So I really like this one because I'm not a big fan of full coverage or matte, and this one is like a skin-like finish. It's luminous, as you can tell. It's not matte, clearly, and it's like a medium coverage. I feel like this ring light makes everything look more smoothed out, so it looks more full coverage, but it definitely is not. If you can tell, because I have a zit right here, you can definitely see it. So I actually prefer that. I prefer that you can see my skin. I think it looks more natural, and I just prefer more natural looking makeup. I have nothing against full glam, and I think full glam is awesome as well. I just prefer a little bit less on me, personally. But my other favorite foundations are the L'Oreal Fresh Wear. This is my holy grail, number one. This and the Physicians Formula one are probably tied for number one. And then the next one that I like, oh, I should have used, I forgot, I got a new one for $2 on clearance. I bought this one. I'll try this one next time. The Revlon Candid foundation, it was on clearance for $2. So I was like, why not? And it's medium coverage. It's supposed to be like luminous, so I'm pretty excited about it. We'll see. Haven't tried it yet, so I don't know how I'll feel about that one. I don't really buy many Revlon face products, but the other favorite I have is the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover one. It says it's full coverage. It's not. It's medium coverage. This one is very dewy though, so if you're not a fan of dewy, then I wouldn't recommend it. But otherwise, I do recommend it, even though it has SPF 50 in here, like really high sunscreen level in here. It doesn't give like flashback, which is pretty impressive. So yeah, I'm surprised this foundation is kind of looking light on this tan. And it's supposedly dark, warm too. It's not dark. It's not dark. Okay. Moving on, concealer. So I'm using the same concealer I just used a little bit ago, the Rimmel 300 Medium. This is the lasting finish one. Okay. What up, Coach? Hello, Pride Fit Coach. Russell, can not eating enough daily stop weight loss? No, unless you're having trouble adhering to it. So most people, when they think that they're eating very low calorie, it's a matter of, and this isn't like a fault of anyone really, it just is, it's been proven with research. Even registered dietitians underreport their food intake. It's just a thing. People track inaccurately, or they haven't necessarily tracked everything they've eaten because they're trying to track on the go, so they forgot things that they ate. They're not tracking the oils they're cooking with, or the creamer they put in their coffee, their condiments that they're using, all the liquid calories they're having, all the bites, licks, and tastes that they're having. So usually people are underreporting their calorie intake, or they are trying to eat an unrealistic amount of calories, and so then on the weekends they're going way over those calories, so they really aren't actually eating that very low calorie amount on a regular basis. So things to consider. There is no such thing as starvation mode. If you lowered your calories, you would keep losing weight, but that's not necessarily something that you recommend. You don't want to take your calories to a super low level because it's going to be very, very difficult to sustain. So make sure that you're prioritizing all the things that matter, like being consistent with your training, sleeping, managing your stress, all of those things, not just nutrition. Oh man, I'm using I grabbed the wrong concealer brush. I have two that are identical. One is for highlighting. This one's for highlighting, so you need to use the other one. I am a fan of Dewy, but have to say I do prefer Huey and Louie. Oh my god. That's funny. Okay. Can I guess your age? I know it's a thing you're not supposed to ask a woman, but you seem really down to earth, easygoing, like it wouldn't faze you. I don't really care when people guess my age. I had people do that on my birthday post, and surprisingly, some people thought I was very, very young, and then there was also somebody who thought I was 35, and I was like, oh, I didn't know I looked like almost a decade older than I really am, but thanks. Russell, one day at a time. Agreed. I say 26. Very close. I am 27. Good guess. But the thing is, and typically, I get carded every single time that I buy alcohol. Every time, without fail. And multiple times recently when I've been carded, the people literally looked at me and thought that I had a fake ID. And one of them, the woman, literally told me I look like a baby. And I was like, oh, thanks. Russell, you're welcome. Erickson Lewis, hello. Or Luis. She likes 21, not a day over. Well, thanks. I would like to think I don't look quite that babyish, but I guess that would be why I get, you know, carded all the time, if that's true. But, you know, everyone thinks differently. I'm not very good at guessing ages. So... Gabriel Infinity, hello. Michelle, John Matthew, well, hello. Twin names. I spell mine with 2 L's too. So I've been wanting to reach out to you guys. I really need to do something about my weight, but I'm so stuck. Yeah, absolutely. DM me and we can definitely talk about, you know, scheduling a phone call and, you know, talking about your goals and seeing for a good fit to work together. I like to do phone calls for inquiries because in that way, you know, we can make sure that we're both comfortable communicating with each other. Because for me, I do my check-ins via phone call because I find that it's just, it saves time for both people. You know, you're actually able to ask questions in the moment as opposed to having to send an email and like wait for a response that way. So, yeah. So you have an occasional drink from time to time? Any other ways of winding down? I mean, drinking wouldn't be my way of winding down. I just enjoy a drink every now and then. For me, I love yoga. I like reading. I like music. I have a lot of things that help me wind down, but spending time like with my family, watching a movie with my family, you know, especially like with my daughter. Disney movies always put me in a good mood. Spending time with my husband and our dog. She's the best. So anyway, I'm going to set the concealed areas lightly. I'm going to use the Almay Loose Finishing Powder in the shade Light Medium. So, you good? Yeah, I'm great. Thank you. How are you? Is it Ariel or Ariel? Hello. You ever put the sticker back on something and then it sticks harder than it did the first time and then you regret it? Because that's what's happening right now. I should just take the sticker off and not put it back on. I thought it would help it, you know, prevent from spilling, but no, it just made my life more difficult. So I just put some in the lid and then I use the little puff that came with it. I like this powder because it's not, I don't know, it just doesn't look crazy. It's not cakey, it just looks kind of nice and soft. So I only powder the areas that would like get kind of extra shiny for me, which would be like right here. Otherwise I'm good. I don't need to set everywhere. Yeah. is a little shiny. Cool. We're done there. Right, closing that up. Right now I'm gonna go on to this, like, it's like an overall like glow type of a setting powder. So it's not a loose powder, it's a pressed one. So it's nice because there's like a veil over the face to make it kind of glowy. And I'm gonna use this Real Techniques powder brush. So it's a really big brush. Just because I don't want my bronzer to get like patchy when I apply it because it's still a little bit tacky. So just adds a little bit of a glow and sets everything so it's not sticky. Yeah, I definitely need bronzer though, because this is too light compared to my neck, which is rare. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, 100%. I keep like half hiccuping and burping. Gross. Anyway, I'm actually going to be using the Radiance Brick from Rimmel. So this is a not matte bronzer. It's a shimmery one. It has like this highlight shade, but I'm just going to swirl them together. And I'm using this powder brush that's from Walmart, actually. It's the Walmart brand one. I like it. It's pretty natural looking. Okay. You don't need to wear makeup because you're nice without. So I just want to use this as a, I'm not trying to pick on you, but I just want to use this as a teachable moment for anyone in here who has said that to a girl. Girls don't wear makeup for other people. They wear it because they want to. I almost never wear makeup. I only wear makeup once or twice a week. I'm perfectly confident without makeup. I know I don't need to wear makeup. Girls don't think they need to wear makeup. They wear it because they want to. I enjoy doing makeup because it's fun. And sometimes you just want to put it on. It's fun to put on. It's fun to feel glam. I feel exactly as confident as I would without it. So I would just keep that in mind before expressing opinions on things like that. I don't mean that as something against you. I'm just letting everyone in here know because I know people will tend to leave those kinds of comments when people wear makeup. So I love makeup. I think it's fun. I have lots and lots of makeup and I literally only wear it once or twice a week at most. And it's just because I feel like it. Like right now, it's literally in the evening. Like I could have put it on and worn it all day if I really didn't feel like, you know, if I felt unconfident, I would wear it all day, every day. Even if that doesn't even mean that I'm not confident, but like just for reference. But I'm only wearing it now because I feel like it. And some people do wear makeup every single day because they really are passionate about it and they love the feeling of when they're wearing makeup, and that's totally okay too. Good night. It's, oh wow, almost 1 a.m. for you. Good night to you, Tim. Hello from Michigan. Very cool. You're just north of me. My dad's family is from Michigan, so I am in Ohio. If you had to eat one type of food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Japanese cuisine, because I was born there and I'm half Japanese. Sorry, I'm going to do my highlight and then my blush. I do my highlight before my blush because I feel like it looks more natural. That's just, I prefer the lit from within look. I used to prefer the blinding highlight, but I just don't like that look anymore for myself. Totally respect other people doing it. I prefer like just like a glow. It's me. So I'm going to use my favorite highlight that I use literally like every single time. Sorry, I'm boring. The Churro Super Shock Cheek from ColourPop. It's discontinued. F in the chat. Anyway, but all their Super Shock Cheeks are dope. So I'm using the Real Techniques contour brush, but I use it for highlight. I love this highlighter. It's the best. It's like a peachy gold. It would definitely be too dark for somebody who's like more light skinned though, so I will say that. But I like it because it's not glittery. I don't like glitter in my highlighter. Amen to that statement about why we wear makeup. I'm so glad that you agree. It's Kim. And I appreciate you giving that feedback so other people in here can know that it's not just me. Just a true statement. Okay. My wife doesn't wear makeup. She looks so beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would hope that, you know, you would think your own wife is beautiful no matter what state of being she is in. Okay. We're done with the highlight. Woo! You know what? I didn't contour my nose and I normally would. I'm gonna do that real quick. Normally I wouldn't do that over the highlight because then it kind of gets muddy, but we're just gonna be ultra careful today. We'll see how this goes. Pray. Okay. So, alright, got it. I have this, it's so beat up. I'm sorry, it's absolutely terrible. It's like a $5 palette. It's Profusion Highlight and Contour 1. And I'm just gonna use the light contour shade. I don't recommend any of the highlight in here, but honestly for $5 it's worth it for just the bottom powders. Because all these highlighters are very glittery. I mean, unless you like glittery highlighter, like totally go for it. It's definitely pretty as like an eyeshadow topper, but I wouldn't use it as a highlighter. So I'm just using like an angled eyeshadow, like a soft, not like a dense eyeshadow brush, and just gonna lightly contour the nose. Makeup costs so much money, it's like smoking. Makeup can be very expensive if you're buying prestige products all the time, you know. But honestly, like, I love drugstore makeup. I think there's so many like things people sleep on at the drugstore. And I think a lot of times, not just with makeup, but just items in general, we just start to like associate names with quality, and that's not always the case. Or like the look of the packaging. And I get that, of course, you know, you want to feel like you like the packaging on something. It makes you feel a little glam, and I totally have bought things for that because it just like looks so pretty, like, and you don't use it, just looks really pretty sitting on your vanity. But I think there's a lot of things in the drugstore that have a really, really amazing quality. Like all of the foundations I use are very, very cheap. So to blend out the contour so it doesn't look ridiculous, what I do is I use the RCMA No Color Powder, which I sometimes use for setting my under eye. I just wanted a more light powder today, that's why I didn't use it. But I use this stuff, which looks like literally salt. Like it's literally in a fucking salt shaker. They need to fix the packaging, but the product, this is also another thing what I mean. Like, packaging looks like It's literally $12 for this gigantic thing of powder, so it's super cheap. But the inside, what's on the inside is worth $60, so that's what I mean. So I'm using a little tapered powder brush, small tapered brush from e.l.f. Another thing, brushes, e.l.f., their brushes are like $2, $3, $6. and they work amazingly. You don't need to spend $60 on a single brush for it to work nicely. Just saying. I know it looks a little crazy. This is what I do. I'm gonna have to reapply my highlight on my nose, but I mean, I'm just keeping it real. You know, sometimes you forget a step in your makeup routine, and then you're like, oh shit. Do you know this? Wait, are you? I'm missing things. Oh my god, it's almost another form of unwinding an art. I agree. It is like soothing. It's soothing to do makeup. Like, it's like a little face massage with your brushes, and you're like this. These are so soft. Just like feels really nice, like a little bunny tail on your face. But the important thing is that it's not made from bunny tails. It's not. It's synthetic. God, this zit is really just showed up today. Came out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, hello, zit. Nice of you to show up today. But it's all good. I put some acne treatment on it earlier. We're fine. In Moscow, 2:49. Oh, wow, it's late. Hello, Angel. Hello. So I'm going to put a little more of the contour powder under my nose because it's looking a little light now. So we're going to fix that. Oh, God. Okay, got it. Are you a gamer? So I play COD Mobile. I'm terrible. But, I mean, I wouldn't consider myself, like, a gamer. Like, I'm not, like, super, like, serious in game, like, often. But I do sincerely love playing Call of Duty Mobile. Like, it's honestly so much fun. I really love it. Okay, now, I feel like the shadows look more intense because you're looking, like, upward at it with the light. Now I'm gonna have to reapply the highlight over top of this. Do you know the song Dance Monkey? I do not. It's Juicy Lou. Hello, favorite drugstore makeup brand. Don't make me choose. I'm just kidding. Well, I guess I should just look at what I have, and that should tell me what I buy the most of. But honestly, it's pretty evenly split up. It like depends on the product. I love Physicians Formula, like face products. They are on the pricier side for drugstore, but like I love like when I'm doing like a no makeup look where I'm like not doing foundation. I like using their liquid blush, the Organic Wear Dewy Blush Elixir, and the sculpting bronzer, like the cream stick, because it's more natural looking when you're not wearing like any foundation. So I love those, and I'm wearing their foundation right now, the Healthy Foundation, which is one of my favorites. So like their face products I love consistently. I love Wet n Wild. A lot of things that they make are honestly so good. Love Wet n Wild. I have their concealers. I have a lot of Rimmel products. So Rimmel, honestly, like across the board, I love everything they make pretty much. So that would be one of my favorites. And I know this doesn't really count as drugstore, but ColourPop is like my go-to. Wow, look at me sweating gross. Just being real though. I'm wearing deodorant, but I'm really sweating in front of this really, really hot ring light. It's tough. Doing makeup when you're sweating is like, oh. It's hard. Brittany, hello. Yes, the drugstore makeup and brushes. Honestly, it's the GOAT. Brazil, our eyes, appreciate them. Love you. Hello. Tones and I Dance Monkey. Evolution's very good. I will. When did you start the gym? I started lifting consistently about 7 years ago. What's your favorite mascara? Sorry if you've answered this already. No, I haven't, because I haven't done my mascara yet. And oh my god, this is ending in 1 minute. I will come back on for a little bit just to finish the makeup. But my favorite mascaras. So I like L'Oreal and Maybelline mascaras, but my all-time favorite is this one. It's the Lash Princess mascara from Essence. It's $5 from Ulta or Amazon, whatever. I use all waterproof mascaras because I have very straight eyelashes. They're long, but they're very straight, so they don't hold a curl, and waterproof mascaras help them hold a curl. So Maybelline, my favorite one is the cat eyes, and then L'Oreal, the telescopic, and then, but my all-time favorite is this one. When I come back on, you will see how crazy it is. But I'm gonna end this real quick and I'll be right back.